Hello, hello, hello. Though this has been the case for a long while, it seems that since the election of Donald Trump, the online right has descended into the deepest depths of slopulism. Slop populism. Slop being low-effort crap meant to satiate your vulgar political appetite, and populism being the belief that popular consensus is a form of true power. It isn't, of course, and Nima Parvini, or Academic Agent, wrote a whole book about it called The Populist Illusion, which I strongly recommend you read. But now, everywhere I turn, I see MAGA inventing cope about Trump, Homelanders celebrating cheap vibes, Zoomers making Hitler edits and thinking that this means winning, and I see the brain-dead masses celebrating new liberal compromises as though they represent a true revolution of the elites. Yet, that's just what I see day to day. I also know of the many different containment podcasts and influencers, cheap slop outlets, and the universal delusion of all but a tiny handful of true right-wing guys. Slopulism among the right is bloody everywhere, and I've had enough. Therefore, in this video, I wanted to pick a few topics to rant about to try to get it into the heads of these people that their fake and gay vibe victories are worth fuck all, and they are living in unreality. Anyway, the first up is MAGA. As far as I'm concerned, the MAGA lot have got to be the biggest bunch of idiots on the planet. Donald Trump could do literally anything, even suck the toes of Benjamin Netanyahu live on a White House press release, and the MAGA guys would invent some sort of cope about how this is 4D chess, sticking it to the woke, a long play, or whatever utter bullshit they can come up with next. It's like this. Trump puts tariffs on literally everybody. MAGA says, yes, these tariffs will bring industry back to America. #winning. Then Trump reduces tariffs on whatever country that asks nicely. MAGA says, how clever. This is the art of the deal. These foreign leaders came back begging. America is so back, baby. USA, USA, USA. When Trump raises tariffs on China, MAGA says, that'll show them. #winning. Then Trump exempts tariffs on finished goods. He exempts tariffs on other goods. He even cancels tariffs for 90 days. China, meanwhile, does not budge one bit. Yet MAGA say, okay, I know, this is 4D chess. Trust the plan. Already it's quite clear that in his second term, Donald Trump is not draining the swamp, is not truly anti-establishment, is not going to lock up Hillary Clinton, and really is not going to do anything particularly radical at all. Trump's second term as president will be exactly like his first term as president, more neoconservatism, though this time with more Zionism. Yet, all we get from MAGA is trust the deal, 4D chess, art of the deal, USA, 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 own the libs, own the Europause, and whatever bloody nonsense like this. Honestly, it's all so pathetic and it's all so tiresome. These people have no clue about how the global American empire works, or how economic policies work, or frankly how anything works. So, when a promise is betrayed and a policy is reversed, they have no idea what this means beside red team good, blue team bad. They are the perfect useful idiots who know nothing. In fact, funnily enough, I was speaking to a MAGA guy recently and I later overheard him saying, well, as a libertarian, I of course support open borders. Jesus Christ. But anyway, whilst America has Trump, Britain has Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, a political friend of Trump, is a total embarrassment. When he's not destroying any remaining dignity by showing his arse on national television, or talking about the sussy chungus or Top G's imposter bussy,
Sigma spider climbed up the skibbity spout.
He can be found making TikToks talking about how woke the milk is.
We've got semi-skim, they don't like that. Oat milk, what on earth's that one is at home? Almond milk. All I want's proper bloody milk, not left-wing options, proper milk. What's wrong with me asking for that?
How woke the Jaguar advert is, how woke the BBC is, or worse, you can find him partying with the very Tory members he's supposed to be destroying in 2029. A migrant violates a girl in an English town? The milk is woke. English people become a minority in yet another English city? Happy birthday, Mr. Sussy Top G Imposter Chungus. Keir Starmer locks up right-wing patriots? Nah. In the midst of all of this, Reform UK, promised as the right-wing saviour of Britain, has been taking on Tories like they're the hot new thing, and has already shed pretty much everyone who had even a hint of being based. Ben Habib, gone. Howard Cox, gone. Entire branches, gone. And, most surprisingly of all, the objectively best man in Parliament, Rupert Lowe, gone after an obviously bullshit series of allegations no less. And I mean, look at what Farage has said. On remigration, he said it's impossible and not an ambition of his.
Do you support deporting all of those people?
It's impossible to do.
But is it your ambition?
No.
On Muslims, he said that we should be allying with them, lest we face mass civil unrest.
We have a Muslim population in Britain growing by about 75% every 10 years. If we politically alienate the whole of Islam, we will lose.
Utterly pathetic. And on the right, he consistently brags about destroying every movement to the right of him. He has worked with Hope Not Hate to do so, and he constantly condemns the far right, which to him includes Tommy Robinson, the arch-Zionist. How anyone can think of Farage as the right-wing messiah is frankly beyond me, yet many people still do. I mean, I do get the appeal of Farage. Compared to the wooden, lifeless forms of politicians from the big three parties, Farage seems natural and approachable. Yet, it should be quite clear to anyone who's been paying attention that the man is not truly anti-establishment and will not be the saviour of Britain. He, like Trump, may save the ruling regime of Britain by duping the Slopulist masses with promises of red meat, but that's all. And I mean, he doesn't even do a particularly good job at that. It's hard to say who's worse between Trump and Farage, but at least for Trump I can say that the people around him, such as JD Vance, at least sound appealing. Sure, Trump had that weirdo Vivek Ramaswamy for a while, but he got rid of him pretty fast. Instead, Nigel has aligned himself with Sri Lankan businessman Mohammed Zia Yusuf, a foreign Muslim, as the chairman of the supposed insurgent anti-establishment right-wing party to save Britain. Fuck off. Speaking of right-wing parties though, we have Homeland. Now, I know that many people are supportive of Homeland and consider their guys to be our guys. Maybe you watching this are a member of the Homeland party. Yet to me, Homeland as an electoral force is a bloody joke. I don't exactly know what Homeland's long-term strategy is, but all I see from their biggest supporters is a stream of Slopulist nonsense. Remigration may sound cool, and I think it's a good idea, but it's not going to happen, especially not whilst our guys have zero true power. So, banging on about it day after day is itself nothing other than pure cope and unreality. Yes, it's a good thing. Yes, we should do it. Fine, I accept this. But can we just accept that and move on, instead of starting every day tweeting good remigration morning or some other crap like that, like it's some mantra we all need to repeat to manifest it into existence? I don't feel the need to have a go at Homeland too hard here, because frankly they make no difference to national politics whatsoever, but what I do see from them is just slop and populism. We will not vote our way into true power. True power comes from coercion, perceived destructive capacity, not vibes, not feels, not optics, not aesthetics, and not popular approval. The people of my generation, Zoomers, are creative and expressive people, but real power means so much more than just being creative and expressive. On that front, Homeland is inadequate and clownish. Now, with a tranny twink as their leader in Northern Ireland, and admittedly lovable autist Lord Miles saying we ought to be conquered by the Yanks, I hope that Homeland's shortcomings have become a lot clearer. And look, they're not the only ones like this either. Half of the Lotus Eaters, especially Carl Benjamin, also fall into this category of slopulists who should know better. As far as I can tell, these people seriously think that destroying the woke, cheering on the containment, tracking the use of, the N-word on Twitter, or watching a film slightly less woke than another film from the year prior is indicative of some shift rightwards. I mean, you have Carl Benjamin telling Nigel Farage to wear a nicer suit and change the scenery, and you have Dan asking AA whether we should support the Zionists to defeat the globalists. Like, seriously? Are you fucking kidding me? Absolute piss take. And then, lastly for this rant, there's the worst of them all, Twitter. Twitter has always been a bit of a cesspit, but since Elon bought it and was subsequently taken by Ben Shapiro to that certain museum in Poland, the platform has been a hellish place of the worst idiocy, GTification, Slopulism, vibes, MAGA fools, Radio Genoa alarmist crap, reheated shit, rage bait, and low effort nonsense targeted at anyone showing even the vaguest political interest. These slop accounts surrounding Elon are bloody everywhere, and they are inescapable. Ian Miles Chong, Inevitable West, I Am Yes You Are No, Mario Norfall, End Wokeness, Libs of TikTok, so on and so forth. And even now the bloody White House Twitter and other US official Twitter accounts have descended into the worst forms of gay, undignified American humour and flag shagging. Even despite efforts to mute everyone engaging in slopulism that I can see, the whole platform is a slopulist mess, and it is inescapable, and it is bloody awful. To sum up, despite all of this that I have said, and despite the exasperated efforts of Scrump, Evelyn, AA, myself, Shire Strike, Meta Britain, and many more, people do not seem willing or able to wake up from their slopulist delusions. They continue to back the containment faces presented to them. They continue to tilt at fake enemies, the heels, who themselves were never the real issue, and they continue to add to the shit heap of slop by engaging with it all. Whether it be for money, attention, feels, idiocy, or anything else, people who should know better show no signs of knowing better, and therefore should be written off as sellouts and or fools. People who continue to support leaders like Trump, Farage, or other containment talking heads, even after being told who these people are, who they work for, and what they intend, should also be written off as irredeemable fools. And I would even go as far as to say that every politically engaged American there is, bar perhaps a handful that I'm not even aware of, should be written off as infantile idiots. So far, I have yet to see a good exception. All of these people I have just listed are slopulists, and slopulists do nothing to build up true right-wing power. If anything, they contain it by means of distraction and delusion. So you may think that I've been unduly harsh here, or that I'm gatekeeping the right somehow. And you know what? Fine, yes, I am gatekeeping the right. I call myself true right. By the very definition of the term, I am against broad churches and fake crap. Frankly, I'm frustrated at the appalling lack of progress the true right wing have made with power. Yes, there are decent, clued up people who are doing their bit, but we lack both manpower and money. Whilst I'm not against temporary alliances with slopulists and getting money from them and allowing them into our events and so on, I don't really think that they help our cause, and I instead think that they slow us down. I would far rather have a smaller minority of far better quality elites than a larger mass of idiots who endlessly need things re-explained to them. Of course, people should always be given the chance to arrive at better ideas, and I can't be mad at the truly ignorant for being truly ignorant, but nor do I need to accept the ignorant into my circles whilst they are not ready. In the meantime, I'm going to continue putting out what I think is true and useful, as is every other influencer, and if people see that and over time come to at least agree with my general understanding of what is and what ought to be, then that's great. Until then though, I'm fed up with the slopulists and don't want to have to engage with them. I hope people can sympathise with this position. Anyway, that's it for my little rant. If you agreed with what I said, then please do let me know. If not, by all means argue it out in the comments. I will try to engage in any criticism, as I hope that those who read my replies will find useful content within them. Other than that though, thank you for watching and thank you for supporting me. If you want to help more, please do join the channel or share this video around. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, and remember that you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink.